Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is Thursday, July 9th. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? We're here. We are here, right? Made it. Hope that you had an amazing uh, whatever it was this weekend for you, whatever you decided to do this weekend. Hopefully that it was all the best. That's all that I could say. If you saw fireworks or whatever it was you decided to go ahead and do, I hope it was great. So you're probably wondering, Jackie, what are you doing? Where are you? So I have a meeting at 7 o'clock. So I decided to just go ahead and make sure that I was on time for where I was supposed to be when I'm supposed to be. But y'all know at 7 a.m. on Thursday mornings, I'm supposed to be with y'all. So I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be and gonna get where I'm fit is supposed to be at the appropriate hour because we say promises made, promises delivered. Good morning, everybody. Good morning on Instagram. So if you see me looking back and forth, I have to remind y'all, like, hey, I'm going back and forth. We got all the people here, all the people here. We're just so grateful to have you this morning. I did if you have not already done so, please go ahead and sign up, especially you Instagrammers, because I get DM'd all the time about things that are happening. Sign up for the newsletter, right? Like if you just go to delegatejackieglass.com, say you want the updates, sign up for the updates. It's just that simple. If there's an emergency happening, I'm kicking it to you right away. If we have events going on, I'm kicking it to you right away. That's what we do, right? So if you have not already, go to, and if you're on Instagram, just go to the link tree in the comments. All right, just go to the link tree and sign up for them updates. Hey, Norfolk Widow, how are you? So grateful to have you this morning. We got some good stuff this morning. This week, and I was looking at the calendar. It's gonna pick up. I just want to put this reminder out there. At first, I didn't even start off. I'm Jackie Glass, Mama, Navy vet, certified doer, and laced up legislator for the House of Delegates 89th District. This is the morning due for certified doers, just like you. Now, doers, I know some of y'all like to get out into the community before school gets back. You want to help out with the kids. You want to do all the things. So, just a reminder that if you are in Norfolk, Norfolk Public Schools starts back before Labor Day this year. Say that again. Norfolk Public Schools will start on August 28th. So all those back to school drives, all that getting prepared, all that stuff, we got to get that stuff going right now. Okay. Because they will be back in school on August 28th. That is unusual from previous years. If you're used to the battle rhythm of having little citizens, little nieces, little cousins, all the people, whoever it is that you know that are in Norfolk Public Schools, you're probably used to them showing up, going to school after Labor Day. That is not happening this year. Couple that with the fact that we do not have a tax weekend. Okay. We will not have a tax-free weekend this year. If you haven't read that in the news, there's several different reasons as to why it expired on June 30th. This in the past budget. So the hypothesis is that it was probably updated, but y'all know that we did not amend the budget. We didn't make any changes to the budget this year. And I don't know that will happen. So what that means, if there's anything extra that we wanted to change from the original budget, it ain't gonna happen until we get our bets back up there. But we don't know if that's gonna happen. So with that being said, as that reminder, the 28th, right? August 28th, be there. I mean, not be there. Have your kids at school, because that's when school is going to back. Furthermore, I did receive several messages from you all, and I would like to receive more if you have not already. Good morning, Andrea. Oh, good morning, Benita. Good morning over here too. I see you on Insta, on Facebook, and LinkedIn. But if you were one of those people who if you applied for the grants, right? The tutoring grants, the governor came out, I was like, yeah, we're going to give money for tutoring. Sound great. All that good stuff. There's a big hoopla right now with those grants because, one of two things happened. Either the tutoring companies didn't know that they were going to have to front the bill, and then it was going to be reimbursed to them for the state, and the state never told them, or breakdown of communication. So I know many of you have wanted to use these tutoring grants. I've gotten messages, and now you have on the hook for a bill, or you can't use the tutoring, or the tutoring got to be used by August, whatever. Like, it's a lot. And this is what happens. And this is what I said to you all before. And I just want to reiterate is that our executive branch will go through iterations every 4 years. The legislative branch, which I'm in, if you're on our side of the branch, meaning in the House, every 2 years we're updating people. Senate every 4 years, people are updated. The leadership on the legislative level matters for state level amenities and opportunities to be executed, and just consistently. And I'm saying, I think we've said this, if you're a doer that just now following us, then you probably have not heard me say this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it, is that consistently we've seen things roll out with very little foresight, meaning it's poorly executed. And that's a leadership thing, right? It's not that the people in the state departments have just shifted over. The secretariats change, which is at the behest of the governor, right? But those people that work, it's just like city halls, right? You get people in city halls, and if they're really good, they'll be there through administrations. If they're not so good, hopefully they're not there through administrations. But you've got really great people at the state level trying to do good things for all of us. But the execution of this administration on many things has been substandard at best. And so this tutoring program is just another one of those instances where even I felt like, so this is why I try to be a good advocate for you all. If you are one of those folks that got the tutoring and are now, stuck trying to figure out what you're going to do with this bill, just reach out to our office. You can, if you're on all the things over here, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or Twitter, then it's scrolling across the screen. If you're on Instagram, it's Delegate, or excuse me, DELJ Glass at house.virginia.gov, or just go to delegatejackieglass.com, put a little thing in there, put a little note in there, and then we'll definitely make sure that we respond back to you. All right, I got some comments over here. Before I do these comments, I just want to let you know, if you have any community events or you have anything going on, go ahead and drop them in the comments now so I can put them out at about 25 after. So if you got something going on, you just want me to announce something, put them in the comments. So I see the widower says, already tuned in. Unfortunately, I gave myself the night shifts to work, but I will have dates to be checking in. I check it out what the city needs. Awesome. Trying to get back into the community, man. You're in it. I will remind us that none of us, not one of us can change the world, but we can change our corner of the world. So we're going to start small, be happy to be small, grow and scale, because that's just what we do. That is just what we do, because we're certified doers. Okay. So just putting those things out there. We've got a couple of things. Summer school for certified doers. Be on the lookout. There were some dates that are going to have to change as my schedule shifted. My schedule changed. So the dates that I had for summer schools, well, we're going to give you the lowdown. We give you the inside and out on how the legislative process works, how you can engage, when you're supposed to engage, and then what it looks like for you to take your idea and help it become a law, or a program, or an opportunity, whatever that is. That's what summer school is for. We would love to have you there. It was supposed to start this Saturday, but again, my schedule got a little hectic, so there'll be some shifts, but we're having summer school virtually and in person. Virtually and in person. So to some good news. Oh, hello. Good morning, Cliff. Good morning. Good morning, Miss Charlene. Good morning. All right. So I'm going to give you to some good news, right? Recently, there's this thing called the Opioid Abatement Authority, and Virginia Opioid Abatement Authority, or the OAA, they voted to award over $23 million in grants to 76 different cities and counties for opioid abatement and recommendation efforts. So that vote just happened. And I just wanted to put out there, this is a large sum of money to work towards opioid. I have my whole feelings about that, as many of us probably have had someone in our family that struggled with addiction in one way or another, prior to, us being very supportive of helping folks that find themselves in a situation where they are addicted, or to whatever it is. So Norfolk, our city, We got $452,440 for planning, right? To plan a citywide opioid response and grants management and oversight, and for an initial opioid prevention, intervention, and grant programs. If you are a person who maybe this is something that's near and dear to your heart, it's really important to you, you feel like you want to know more, or you want to figure out, well, be a part of what the city might be doing with that over $450,000, how that's going to be allocated. Now's the time to get involved, as that message just came out to us. And it's really an opportunity. I know you care deeply. I know some of you all care deeply because it's a gateway to housing concerns. It's a gateway to educational. So it's just a gateway. Addiction is, an addict is always an addict, and always we be fighting that. So it's good that we're having programs, and I just hope that expands. That expands to other areas, and that we start doing really great things for people with the monies. Monies ain't gonna fix it all, right? You can throw good money after bad things, but we just hope that the money that our city gets is going to be put to good use, and we need certified doers like you up on top of the process, keeping us in the know as to what's happening. I'm going to do my very, very best to stay in the know of what's happening, but I need you two to also, if it's your thing, get into it, get connected, and just do. Sounds good. Sound good. Again, if you have a community event or an opportunity that you want to share with everybody on here, please go ahead and drop it in the comments, and I will go ahead and put that out. I will put that out before we stop here. Okay. It is that season. I don't know if y'all know this. It is that season. The primaries are over, right? And I know many of you were probably like, what? I have people tell me I have never in my life voted in a primary, and I need you to stop that. Stop that. Change that. Fix that. We're not doing that no more. We voting in primaries, all of us. Okay. It's really important, because what happens in cities like ours, right, is sometimes the primary is the election, right? So the primary, that is where you're really ultimately choosing the candidate. That's where the parties, and I know it is super difficult for many of you who say, look, I don't really feel comfortable doing party stuff because I'm sick of all of y'all. I'm sick of Democrats. I'm sick of Republicans. I'm sick of politicians, right? Anybody who in them groups, I'm tired of them. Okay. I received that. As many of you may know, on my journey, I didn't do party politics prior to getting into office. It just was not something that I felt strongly tied to. I felt strongly tied to the community. And now that I am a part of this process, I recognize and I can see firsthand why people doers like you sometimes choose not to participate. However, I will say that there's always going to be policy, and there's always going to be concerns that are connected to your daily life. And I need you to show up. Because sometimes in these spaces, your ideology, your sentiment, your balancedness, and your candor it's missing. So it's a real opportunity. I'll be putting some things out where I'm asking you all to show up. To be a part of helping out. All right, so I'm just making sure I'm not forgetting anything. I know that this past week has been quite draining, right? With the Supreme Court decisions that are just completely setting us back. I don't know if I said this on the other live, but I think we should all be very clear and very aware, right? What's happening at the Supreme Court level, specifically with affirmative action. I just have to say this, is that people went after the folks who went after affirmative action went after what mattered most to them. They didn't go after gender. They didn't go after religion. They didn't go after ethnicity. They went after race. Do you hear that? Right? They went after race. And that is because that is what matters to them. And just like Roe v. Wade, this is just an opportunity to chip away and there will be continuously chipping away, chipping away, chipping away until it's not a thing. And if we don't continue, this is what I'm talking about the myriad of us who are the sum of us, who are a collective we and not a selective we, have a responsibility in a lot of ways to ensure that these United States don't come these United countries, that these United States does ensure that we are representative of a collective we and not a selective we, while also ensuring we don't turn into a caste system. Because when I look at historically, when things like this have happened, and the white lash that we're facing in the United States, there is a walk towards just being the haves and the have-nots. And I think socially, economically advancing people will hit a wall. And that wall is definitely being created by people. They want you to hit that wall. They want you to hit that paper ceiling, that wall, so that we have a system where, again, it's the have and the haves not. We're going to level this thing out. So don't ever think that you're not important in this process. You are vital to it, as we sort of look at the direction not only of our country, but of our Commonwealth. And I say that, the Commonwealth piece, because here it is. We are at a hefty, if you don't already know or you're not already in the know, is that we are at a turning point in the Commonwealth. This 140 state legislator seats are up. Everybody in the entire state legislature is up for re-election. And so if you've chosen not to get engaged, now is the time to take and find the little piece that matters to you, as a country is walking us to a place where we are about the state legislators really guiding what happens in our space and place. Now I'll bring that down to the city level. I get your phone calls. Messages received, okay? I get your phone calls. I get your messages, and I know that people are really frustrated with what's happening in the city of Norfolk. I know. I hear you. I'm a resident here as well, right? One of the main reasons why I got involved into the political arena was because of a lack of transparency, just bad faith moves and all these other things, right? Like, I was upset, genuinely upset. And I see this cycle, right? And, people ask me, what's happening with this police chief? What's happening with the city managers? What's happening with the development? And then at the state level, why we can't have equity? Or what, like all these things, coupled with the fact that our quality of life has not necessarily increased. Right? It has not I can tell you that it is in the Glass household. While we are so blessed, and I am privileged, let's just say that I have the privilege of time to be able to do these things with you all, to be able to run for office on a $17,640 annual salary. Like, I have privilege, and I'm trying to spend it in a way that matters the most to me. And I'm grateful for the village that allows me to do that. But I can tell you, as your frustrations that you see in our own backyard, I feel them too. The squeezing on the pocketbooks, I feel it too. And all politics are inherently local. And I'm learning that in order to do this job at the state level really well, to be a good advocate for the city of Norfolk, for the residents of Norfolk, which directly influence what happens across the Commonwealth, we've got to work really hard collectively at the local level to improve your quality of life. And right now, I urge every last one of you, if you're pissed off, if you're frustrated, reach out. I mean, I need you to actually go ahead and start making them calls. Like, y'all hold every last one of us accountable, because I've said out loud, good morning. I'm sorry. Good morning, Jack. Good morning, Carnell. I appreciate you guys being here with us. But I will say this to all of you, is there are aspects of this work where I am not a good advocate because I don't have a clear picture. right? Um, in order to advocate for our schools, in order to advocate for what the local government needs. And those are the two entities, I think, and other things and organizations, whether it's you're into human trafficking or whatever, like those, some of those orgs partner very well. And if you've got an issue that's important to you right now, is the time to go ahead and do that. Right now is the time to be hitting up my office because I'm preparing for 2024. Right? 2024 session is January. By um, October of 2024, I will be finalizing all of the stuff that I'm doing for January because I'm a planner, right? And then by August, which is next month, I should be having meetings and all that stuff, finalizing stuff. So this month, right now, if you or anyone else know, this is the time to connect. All right. This is it right now, right now. Okay. Don't wait. Don't wait. It doesn't have to be completely coherent. It doesn't have to be all together. It just needs to be your plan. Okay? So don't wait. Do not wait. And if I don't see stuff in my inbox, I'm just messing. So if you or your friend or somebody you know has a passion for something or has seen things happen at the state level and you're like, what is this? Now is the time to start working with us as legislators. Even if I'm not your legislator, this is a time to start getting with your elected to prepare for January. Sometimes we don't need new laws. Sometimes we need changes to old laws. But I encourage you all right now to get at our necks. And in order for me to be a better advocate, then our school board's going to have to get on the same accord, right? And be able to communicate a mission, a vision, a plan, and be clear. In order for me to be a good advocate for the city of Norfolk, then the city council's got to be very meticulous about their vision, their mission. In order for me to be a good advocate for people across the Commonwealth, I've got to understand the direction that people that share my values, the community, want me to go in, right? Because every decision that I make, you, whether you're on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, or on Instagram, and I currently represent you, you asked me to be your representative, right? We live in a constitutional democratic republic. I'll say that again, a constitutional democratic republic. There's a document that says that the Constitution will pick people to represent us, right? Not a democracy, a democratic republic. And that's a heavy weight, but it gets better when doers like you are a part. So I'll say this again. If you have any community events or anything that you want me to share in the next 2 or 3 minutes, drop it in the comments so that I can go ahead and say that. You can tell us getting hot up in this car. If you're wondering why I'm in the car, because you're just now joining us, I have a 7 o'clock, but we try to do promises made, promise delivered. I said I'll be here at 7. So I'm here. I show up, we show up, and then we'll be where we're supposed to be when we're supposed to be right after that. Any other comments, questions, concerns, sentiments? This is your space. It absolutely is your space. Nothing. As I sort of wait to see if there's anything coming along, we do have, if you don't know, July 1st, many of the new laws are enacted. I'm going to pull up here. New law, actually, yeah, most of our new laws are enacted. Are enacted on July 1st. Sometimes there's ones that have an emergency order on there where they are enacted prior to that July 1 date. But there was a, let me look up here. I had a new laws list. Let me see if I can find it here that I wanted to show you all. So many of the news agencies will go ahead and put out the new laws and stuff, but there is a list. Let me get this to you that I want to go to. I use VPAP because I think they do a nice comprehensive overview of what's taking effect. If you have any particular law industry that you're interested in knowing more about, drop it in the comments and I'll I'll go ahead and put that out there. I'll do some cannabis. We talked about cannabis regulation. Let's get this. Hold on. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to go to housing because I think that is housing. So tenants' rights, we have a law that went into effect on last Saturday, allows tenants to end their lease and receive a full refund of all of their deposits and rent paid if the premises contain certain serious health and safety risks that existed at the beginning of the residency. Right. So if it existed at the beginning of the residency, you got a right to terminate your lease and get all your monies back. That law just passed July 1. Local housing policies, we have a new requirement that requires the Department of Housing and Community Development to conduct a housing needs assessment for the state every 5 years. So we should be looking at this every 5 years, along with a housing plan that requires localities. So like Norfolk will have to submit an annual report listing the changes to the housing policy. Those are some of the big laws, like housing laws, that have happened over the past year. Again, I said, if you are interested in a specific section of laws, let me know. We now will have, and I don't know how this is going to be verified, the porn age is changed. So pornographic websites, right? Porn sites are going to have to verify the age of children and under 18 before they assess them accordingly. You know, I did a floor speech on this about the children because let me just tell you, we cannot legislate honesty. We can't legislate a communication or relationship with our children. And there has been this parents' rights movement that I agree. There has been a movement of people that have falsely, let me not say falsely. What is the word I'm looking for? There has been a movement that has encouraged us to take steps that would force our kids to have a conversation with us, to, you know, just to listen. Like, there are things that you can't legislate in people. The children nowadays, our little citizens, if they want it, they find a way. And I think, you know, even with having the age limit on websites, y'all know they know a way around. So, like, I'm just going to say this as a parent, that talk to your kids, right? Teenagers are difficult. Young people can be very difficult. I'm saying that from a place of 16 and 12. It gets hard. Resources are sometimes limited. If you're not sure on how to have these conversations, EVMS has this Teen Health 360 that they do to sort of help with guiding those conversations around, you know, sex and drugs and all these different things about mental health. So that's Teen Health 360. And I just read a book called Feeding the Mouth That Bites You. Feeding the Mouth That Bites You, that really helped me do better in my relationship with my little citizen. So, like, I'm saying that you can't legislate your kid into being, you can't legislate them away from all the dangers of the world, but you can be there as a sounding board and advocate and provide consequence when they don't. Like, that's a village mentality. Sometimes I got to hit up some of my friends, because my some of my villagers, because my little citizens just ain't hearing it from me. I'm grateful to have them. And I'm always here too. Look, we can talk. We had it. Sometimes you can't hear your parents. Sometimes you can't hear your guardian. Sometimes you need to hear it from somebody else. But we can't. There's no if we could legislate them to do the right thing or stay away from all the things that we didn't want to, then we'd be in a different world right now. We'd be in a different world. Okay. So I'm going to quit running my mouth. I don't see any events in anything. I don't see any of that. But I will say we will be back here next Thursday, same time, same place, same, hopefully not bad channel. Again, in the interim, if you all have any questions, any comments, any concerns, I'll make sure that new laws get posted for you as well on VPAP. VPAP, that's a Virginia Public Access Project .org. There's more about towing fees. Blue headlights are now outlawed. So if you got blue headlights on your car, they not legal. As of last Saturday, they ain't legal. Uh, so it's opportunity. All right. You guys be well. I will catch you on the flip side or catch you in these streets. You all take care. Make it a great day.